All right, is it gonna work this time?
Hopefully.
Did you start it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So from the top,
All right.
cool. Boom. What do you want to do? You want to do some intros? You can go ahead and do
Sure.
some intros.
So I'm Jasenia.
Okay. Just send
This
okay.
is my husband Jose, and we are in our
We're not doing
breakfast.
this again.
Okay,
Breakfast table.
breakfast table. I was gonna say breakfast nook.
What's a nook?
It's like literally one that's like put in the corner.
This isn't a nook.
Yeah, I know. That's why I keep getting confused. I want to say nook for some reason.
Okay.
Um.
Cool. Cool.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So welcome. We are just kind of gonna go over some topics.
You're bad at this.
Yeah, I'm not really good at this. You're the
Okay.
talker, not me.
All right. So boom. Right. This is what happened. We should have started a podcast like forever ago, but we didn't.
Right.
And
So
now
here
we
we are.
are. Oh, now you want to talk? And now we are. Here we are now because like everybody always said you should start a podcast. We always have a lot to talk about. And there's some stuff that like I'm tired of just venting about on my IG story. Right? So
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
do a
gonna
lot
put
of
it all
that.
out there. Right? We're gonna try to limit it to half an hour, 3 different topics that we'll come up with on a weekly basis. And then we'll touch on those topics, whether it's finance, credit, business, real estate, life, goals, cars,
Oh,
health, food, nutrition,
yeah.
tough stuff, right? Conspiracy theories, maybe once in a while. I don't know.
Throw those in.
Throw those in. But we consider ourselves pretty successful, right? So maybe people actually do want to listen to what, and our relationship's pretty healthy.
Yeah. Well,
So maybe people actually do want to listen to what we have to say, and we'll give them a chance to do so. Cool?
do it.
All right, so we narrowed it down to 3 topics for today: finance, goals, and relationships. All right, I have a question for her that I now have to change because of technical difficulties. And
Hopefully it doesn't happen
you can
again.
ask me the same question because I'm sure I'll go off the deep end again,
Yeah.
and we can go from there. Cool.
Yeah.
You want to
Do you
start?
want to start with finance?
Sure, we can do finance. We'll take it from
All
the
right.
top.
So my question for you is, what's your investment philosophy?
Okay. Take 2. Investment philosophy. Diversify. Okay. And don't put your eggs in one basket. Okay. So when you look at investments, most people tell you to look at investments based on how fast you can liquidate it if the sky were to fall.
Right.
Right. If stuff were to hit the fan,
There you go.
how fast can you get it turned into liquid cash?
Right.
You have cash at the bottom of your pyramid. You have stocks and or crypto or any investment portfolio, and then you would have real estate, right? So you can break up your investments in any way, shape, or form on those 3 things, as long as you're comfortable with how long it would take you to get it down to cash, in the sense that in the case that you had to pay for something now, right? So I don't like cash, so you won't see a lot of it.
Right.
What you will see is a high 401k balance, an investment portfolio, and real estate. Because to me, if I can't possibly think of anything that I would have happen that I need to rapidly make a payment and it'd be cash, I could just put it on credit and then just pay back the credit. But some people like to have that safety net of an abundance of cash. I just don't like cash because it's, unless it has a purpose, I think it's useless. So that's my investment philosophy. Diversify and don't put all your eggs in one basket. Since you already answered my question back before the technical difficulties, I will just ask you the same question. It's your philosophy.
Ooh, okay. So, from someone who used to hoard cash for a long time,
Literally hoard cash.
I had a reason for why I hoarded cash,
Okay.
right? Um, I absolutely understand the benefit in leveraging credit more than having cash available. So for me, I prefer utilizing credit as long as I have available credit and I'm not carrying balances over. If something, like you said, if something hits the fan and something needs to get paid, we can purchase it with credit,
Right.
right? When it comes to, well, mine would be similar to yours when it comes to diversifying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's pros and cons for, putting money into the stock market, utilizing your 401k,
Mm-hmm.
investment properties. We have a few investment properties and we're looking to grow our investment portfolio. So I think there's a time and place. I don't say throw everything into stocks. Don't throw everything you have into investments. Don't do a 401k.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. I think that there's a benefit for each of those categories,
Mm-hmm.
and you should have a little bit, as much as you can, comfortably in each one.
Mm.
So I absolutely agree with having it diversified.
Okay.
Some people are strong on
Hoarding
one.
cash.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we agree. I'm top. All right. Cool. Goals. I don't think you got to ask me your question. Did you?
No, I think that's when we had our technical
Technical
difficulties.
difficulties. Okay. So what you got?
Um, what is your personal goal for the next 5 years? Not investment goal. I feel like that's easier to narrow down.
In
Sorry.
in in what sense?
What are you looking to do in 5 years personally, not necessarily investment wise? Like, I want to go to Tokyo. Do you want to?
Yeah, but I mean, are those goals or is that like is that a bucket list? Or is
I
it
think some people can see it as both, though, right? Some people may have a bucket list they may never get to,
yeah, because some
but
people
that
say,
may have something to strive for.
what is it, a goal without a plan? It's just a dream. Is that what they
Mm-hmm.
say? Um, 5 years?
Yeah, like 10's like too far.
Okay, so how old
That's
will
so
I be?
far
All
out.
right, I know where I am. Okay. Um,
Think of your
I
age.
needed to see how old I was and how old I was going to be. Wow. In the next 5 years, I definitely want to stay healthy. I want to make sure I'm in the
Number one priority.
healthiest. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, the healthiest I've ever been. So I could give you a few only because like I don't have this one thing that I'm just like, oh, I want this done in the next 5 years.
Okay.
And you told me not to go investment, which
Yeah.
is almost the only thing I think about.
Right. That's why I try to do that.
Um, I want to continue feeling accomplished in my professional life and my career because like I walk a fine line between I like what I do and I feel like I help people.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue walking that fine line. Um, I don't like jobs that the pay's nice but the satisfaction's not there.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure I continue in a job where I feel fulfilled and pays me well.
Right.
So there's that. I want to continue feeling healthy. I'm sure there's a million and one places I would like to go on vacation, or we would like to go on vacation. And I don't. I kind of want to continue success. I don't like feeling stagnant. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like feeling complacent.
You like a monkey wrench.
What does that even mean, Kobe Bryant?
That means like if something's like going too smooth, you're like, you know what, let's try this out.
Oh,
Or
like
let's go
throw.
do, yeah,
Okay,
you
okay,
you
okay.
like those like monkey wrenches. Some people do like, okay, everything's running smooth, like let's just keep this on track or where we're at. Versus you, it's like, oh, okay, oh, we probably shouldn't have been able to do that and we made it work. Now let's
Yeah.
push the envelope a little bit more.
I but like that's
I feel like that's your
I
personality
feel my
though.
best when everything's running smoothly.
Yeah.
I anticipate that something's gonna go wrong soon
Okay.
because it's running smoothly. Right?
Right.
Murphy's law, like something's bound to go happen. It's bound to go wrong.
There you go.
I was gonna get it out. That's one. And the second thing is like if you accomplish everything you wanted to accomplish, right? And then you're just like, oh, I did everything I wanted to accomplish. It's just
Where
like
am I
it's
at?
like beating a game, right? It's like now what?
Right.
So I feel like I feel best when there's constant progression and I'm working towards. It's almost like the thrill of the chase. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, I want this, and then you get it, and you're just like, great, what's next?
Right.
So I don't.
Is there like really a finish line for you?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be, especially not during my prime, right?
Mm,
So at some point,
that's
maybe I'll get too
spicy.
tired, or maybe I'll be like, you know what, I just want to relax at home. I'm sure, but in the meantime, it's like if I have the energy, you know, I can put time, effort, and money into something
Mm-hmm.
that's rewarding.
Right.
Let's do it.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Um,
your question?
is goal wise, right? Was there
Yeah.
a goal you had prior to us being together that you either gave up or no longer have? Like, how did your goals vary from
Mm.
before the relationship to after?
So before we started dating and then marriage happened,
Mm-hmm.
I hoarded money because, I was
Right.
petrified
Right.
of not having anything to back up on,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my biggest thing was I wanted to buy a house sooner, right?
Okay.
And I think that one thing that if I look back on, I could have really utilized the cash that I had available and just take the leap, and I could have gotten like a small home
Mm-hmm.
that would have, I think, helped us also in the long run. But again, this talking like before us, right? So if I would have got that, I would have had like a nice small, maybe one two, like a two-bedroom house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, enough for me. That would have got us, or it would have had growing equity from years ago
Mm-hmm.
to then help in the next step in what I was planning on doing.
Right, but I feel like at that point in time you would have just been trading cash for equity because the cash was there.
Right.
So it's like that's my argument is if you have cash, trade it for equity because
Mm-hmm.
like what are you doing sitting on cash?
Right.
But okay, I mean,
I could also, I mean, not necessarily utilize the cash to get more credit, right? Because I was still in a place where I loved credit. I loved talking to people about credit,
mm-hmm.
but I wasn't in a place yet where I was swimming in credit,
Right.
right? I wasn't super confident in it myself, but
Mm-hmm.
I could tell somebody else how to do it
Mm-hmm.
and guide them. It was like I was still like I had like hesitations on it for myself because I didn't want to get myself into a financial hardship, which is why I held on to cash for so long.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, goal got accomplished, so we're
Goal
fine.
got accomplished.
Okay. You want to move on to relationship?
Yeah, go ahead. My question's in the phone, and
You don't remember what
I
it
don't
is?
remember what it was. I could have
Relationship.
taken the time where
Oh, I
when we had
remember. I
the
remember.
okay.
I remember what mine was. Give 21-year-old you
Ooh,
relationship advice.
21-year-old me. Let
Yep.
me go back a few years ago.
That's
Sorry,
great.
I have to
No, no,
think about how where I'm at
you're
in
fine.
the world now. Um, 21-year-old me.
Yeah, give 21-year-old
Yeah,
you
wow.
relationship advice. And try not to take the half hour to
No,
think
no,
of
no,
your
no. Yeah,
relationship advice.
mine. I don't really regret anything like relationship wise.
Hmm.
Um, but and I feel like it's like the cliche of like know your worth, right? So
Hmm.
it wasn't necessarily that, but I definitely the younger me put more time and energy into somebody
Hmm.
because I knew I had that to provide, right? I've always had like a big heart, so I knew I could provide like love and affection,
Hmm.
and I wanted that in return, and I didn't get that in return.
Okay.
Um, right? And those were lessons that I learned. However, I would definitely just say to myself, my prior self, have someone meet your energy or set that expectation of this is where we're at and this is where we're going. And if it's not that, stop holding on to an empty dream and just let it go.
That's deep.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You made me think for a minute.
That's,
like, whew.
listen. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
You got anything for me?
Yeah. I'm like, I was still processing. I'm like, should I still keep going? No, I'm good. Um, so if we never got together, I feel like it's easier to say like those questions. But if we
Sure.
never got together, where do you think you would be in this time, in this moment in life? I feel like when you're with somebody for so long, and then like you know your goals kind of merge together and things like that. So where do you think you would be?
So that's a tough
Hmm.
question. And the reason it's a tough question is because I like the realizations I came to after we got together,
Okay.
right? Like I like this is gonna sound insanely cliche, but
That cliche.
so I like the corporate America persona,
Hmm.
the executive presence, the you got to be successful through and through, not just look it on social media.
Hmm.
You got to know what you're talking about. You got to become an expert. You have to eat healthy. You have to live healthy. You have to
Do
work healthy.
research.
You have to do everything. Like I like the fact that we do things with a holistic approach,
Hmm.
and I feel like I should have been I would have wanted that if we weren't together. However, the I don't know if I would have been so focused on the long term because like in my 20s I felt like at least in my 20s like I got to enjoy my 20s. I got to do everything I got to do to enjoy my 20s. So like the minute you start aging you're like, oh my god, like I'm aging, like I got to get all the fun out of the way. And so like I feel
Yeah.
like you get trapped in that loop
Hmm.
of you only live once and this
Right.
is the youngest I'm
Enjoying the
ever going to
moment.
be, right? So to me it's like I would have been successful. I don't know if it would have been fruitful success
Okay.
in the sense of I don't think I would have had anything to show for it other than like, yeah, I would have probably been an intellect and I would have been smart and I would have read and I would have had the corporate job and whatever the case may be. But like, would that ever have turned into fruition, or would I have just milked the persona?
Hmm.
And I don't know the answer to that question. Like I like fancy cars, so to me it's like if I have the fancy cars, is that enough?
Hmm.
Like I like to travel, so if I'm traveling and I have a fancy car, like is that enough?
Right.
Like, or do I have to have like the backup plan, the retirement plan, the goals, the ambition,
Hmm. What's next?
what's next, right?
Right.
Instead of just like, hey, I'm good looking and successful. Like I'm young, handsome, and successful. Like, is that all it takes, or
That's it.
do I have to have like the 401k and the investment properties and the
Extra
do I have to
knowledge
be in
behind it.
right? Do I have to be an expert? Do I have to go somewhere and people actually know who I am, or like that kind of thing, or is it
Hmm.
just like, nah, like I'm good, like live the bachelor life forever
Yeah.
and just like get somebody to clean the house and I come and go as I please and like
You need a chef too.
she's in charge of kicking the women out in the morning and actually no, it's probably true.
That's probably true. That's probably true. That's probably what
That's
would have
probably true. It's
happened.
probably, yeah, it would have been very Bruce Wayne-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Um, I think so because to me it's like I don't. I can only assume that's what it would have been like.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have gotten so focused on the long term and the fruitfulness unless there was somebody around that is just like
Give me a little,
I don't
little
only have to
push.
look out for me anymore. Like I have to look out for two people. Like and yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So, I mean that's everything. We covered three topics,
Yeah.
right? We gave them
The phone lasted.
the phone
And the
lasted
light.
and the light and the computer
Right.
timer didn't start till like later,
8 minutes in
whatever.
or something.
It's probably gonna be so bad when we watch it back,
That's fine.
but at
I'm
least we
not
got
watching.
the we broke the ice,
Right.
right? And we'll get used to it. You know, we'll come up with a
Maybe even
name,
like the setup a little bit.
questions.
Like
Yeah,
I
we
kind of
could.
want to move over here a little bit, but
You could have. I'm chilling. Like I'm literally at home.
I
Like
know, but you were
I'm
like really
literally about to
comfortable,
eat
and
some
I want to,
chicken
I want to put
as
my
soon
leg
as
on
we're
top of
done.
yours, and then like 2 seconds later,
It's
just move.
it's it's a podcast in our kitchen. Like it's not
It's my
anything.
favorite room in the house, by the way. Well,
Sure.
the
Okay,
kitchen
so
as a
I
whole.
think we're good. We'll take feedback. We'll send this out, see what's going on, and then after that, we'll do it again next week.
I'll be here.
I don't plan on going anywhere. Might get you kicked out by Marta or whatever our cleaning lady's name is, but
Goodbye. No, Marta.